Good day, and welcome to Media's Watch's show, The Agenda. Our discussion of the day is on agenda setting and what the citizens of the world think about it. In our discussion, we hope to illustrate how agenda setting is actually a process whereby the mass media determines what we think and what we should worry about. Media Week's reporter Khater Nada has a report on it where she investigated what people think. But first, we will take a small commercial break. Welcome back. Now we will move on to our reporter Khater Nada, where she is on site asking people what they think of.
Hello. Last week we went around to Leslie Polsbrook, host of the Salzburg Global Seminar, to interview people about their opinion and how the media sets the agenda in their country. We also interviewed them about how the new media affects the agenda setting in their country. Here are some of the responses we've got.
Big international events, always something about the US. Always something about the Middle East lately.
Due to the fact that the government is in a fight, it's struggling with the media, they are trying to control the agenda setting, and they keep setting the agenda upon the topics they are interested in.
All Chinese media are owned by the Chinese government, so it's state-owned. We never have any commercial or private media.
I think in terms of international news, there's a lot of things that we don't pay attention to, especially in Africa and in the Middle East and in Asia. And we're really kind of focused on, I guess, what we call the Western world. So
the media in Hong Kong is very powerful, and so it has a very influential, powerful effects on how people think about various things. So the agenda setting theory is basically very sound and alive in Hong Kong.
So in Boston, they have an agenda that they set around local politics, around their economic and social situations, and around the national and global identity of our country.
Well, I mean, the Greek media, as all national media, they're sort of quite preoccupied with certain stories. So they tend to emphasize conflict or strategy stories, or the politics or the personalities behind the politics quite a lot, rather than necessarily the policies or the substance of the issues. But I wouldn't say that there is one general rule about agenda setting in Greece. There is quite a lot of variety.
In India, I think the main source of information which is already set by a certain agenda comes from the newspapers and sometimes TV. But the new media only helps in reinforcing those ideas, wherein people read it in the newspaper, read it in a magazine, or hear it on TV, and online they start blogging about it, they start discussing it, they reinforce it while talking to each other.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely affecting because people can report now. I mean, you don't have to have a journalist degree, for example, to report something that's going on. For example, in my cell phone, I can take a video and then I can send it to a TV station, and the TV station can put that video in the news because it's important.
I guess things that might normally get ignored aren't quite so ignored, because people can tweet and Facebook about anything. And so, if they're saying, oh my gosh, I just saw this really bad car crash or whatever, it's not going to get ignored. I think everything that needs to be covered is covered, and I think that's one of the good things about new media.
This was our report on agenda setting for the evening. Thank you for watching The Agenda.